Hi guys. I'm not gonna lie, I really thought about making this video a while ago. I was like, I really want to make a video like just talking about the realities of things. So I just wanted to talk to y'all. I feel like I've been posting, trying to be positive and trying to be active and stuff like that, but like the reality of it, the real reality of it is that sometimes I really just feel like giving up. People message me sometimes and they're like, how do you have the confidence or the the mindset to keep going and to be doing what you're doing? And it's like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I genuinely feel like, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right track? And I always try to not question myself to that point, because it does make me doubt myself when I shouldn't. In my own personal life, I feel like every day I'm fighting to do what I'm doing. Every day it's like I'm always having to prove myself, always having to prove that I'm good enough, I'm capable enough. And I feel like other people who are creatives can understand this. The world is pushing you to do one thing and you know that you want to do something else. And to come out of the system and to come out of that path is so hard, because the world, people around you are pushing you into a direction that you would not be happy in. And as much as I always come on here and I tell people to be positive and to have a good mindset, never stop believing in yourself, and I still have that principle. I just have to say that sometimes it's really, really difficult to stay afloat when everything is telling you to stop. I think my first video this year, I was saying that I would quit my job and I am starting on this journey, and I'm putting all my effort into YouTube, putting all my efforts into my music, putting all my efforts into everything. And I've gone to see, like, over time, over these past couple of months, I've understood the challenges that it comes with, especially when you don't have so much support, when it's just like you and your own world and having to prove to people that you're good enough. One thing I always say is that I believe that God gave me talents for a specific reason. I believe that God gave me a certain mind for a reason, and I don't like to doubt that. But there's like the realities of life at the end of the day, and there's the pain that we experience over time. There's the things that go on. But the realities of it all and the painful experience that it can come with. I think that as someone who is in Zimbabwe and doesn't have so many opportunities to easily get a job, and I find myself just feeling like, what am I doing a lot of the time? You understand? Being just somebody who, I feel like, personally for myself, I don't have many regrets. I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely feel like in my life I don't have regrets. I don't regret decisions that I've made in my past. I don't regret making some certain decisions, because I believe that everything happens for a reason and everything is a lesson. So, whether last year I didn't make a decision that people expected me to make, I didn't do what people expected me to do, and I don't regret that. I don't, whether people are telling me right now that I made a mistake and I should have listened and ABC, I don't regret the decisions that have led me to where I am right now, because I'm so grateful for the time that I had. Last year, I was not mentally okay, and I made the decision as well for myself, because I was like, I need to stay and be around people that, people that make me feel happy and loved and at peace. And that's definitely just being around my grandparents and feeling a lot of love that I feel like I'd been needing for a very long time. And I feel like once I got that support, once I got that love, and I got to deal with my experiences, my pain, and the things that I was going through at that time, I'm able to now have a clearer mindset on what it is that I want from my life. But it was really difficult to get to this point, and because I feel like I'm always somebody that tries to be getting to the truth, be truthful, I always want to be real with everybody around me, I realized that can also lead to something. Like, I don't really want to get so too deep into my life in that way, because there's some things that, but whatever. I've grown to realize that also when you're growing up, people literally, they look at you like you've now graduated, and people are like, so what's your plan? Like, what are you doing with your life then? And you're like standing on nothing, standing on no foundation, and you have no assets, nothing around you to be like, this is what's gonna help me. I'm trying not to cry. I don't want to come on here and cry, but sometimes it's so hard. Like, you just feel like you're not seen, you're not heard. And I feel like for myself, I feel like I'm always so misunderstood, so misunderstood. Graduating and coming into the real world has been an up and down experience for me, and mostly a down experience for me, because if it's not that you leave and you get a job ASAP and you start doing your thing ASAP and everything starts working out for you, yeah, it's gonna be a mad one, and I try not to deep it too much, but I think that sometimes it's overwhelming when your environment as well is not very healthy. Your environment is just dragging you down more than you're already feeling down. I feel like people don't sometimes see you as a person with feelings, you're just looked at as a child who doesn't know anything. And that's always the frustrating thing. I'm not saying I know everything, I really, really don't. Nobody knows everything. You understand? Only God knows everything at the end of the day. But I feel like there's just little compassion and understanding sometimes from people, which makes it difficult, because you always now feel as if you have to be a certain type of person who you're not even ready to be yet. I think that sometimes, like, I don't want to feel like at this point in time in my life, like, I can't even rely on some people. I can't even like have people to trust, because of the realities of things. And it sucks, it really sucks. And sometimes I just feel like giving up and just doing what people want me to do, and just saying, okay, fine, whatever, just to create peace. Just to have some peace, you understand? Just to have like peace of mind, that whatever. But at the end of the day, you don't live for other people. I don't live for anybody else. I don't live, because at the end of the day, it's my life. When I die and I'm in my grave and I'm looking back at what I did with my life and how I chose to live it, did I live it for myself or for other people? It's just unfortunate that when it comes down to things like money, comes down to all those having stability within yourself, especially as an adult. I don't know for other people, like growing up. For me personally, I really don't like to ask. I know that always we should ask for help, but I don't like asking for help. My whole life growing up has been moving so much, moving, like going to so many different schools, living with different people, having so many different things happening in my life, and just always having people assume that everything for me is perfect, everything for me is fantastic, when of course I don't go on the internet and I tell people like what's really going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult at times. I think that sometimes we want help, sometimes we really want some help, and sometimes people can see that you need help, but a lot of the times when you have weird dynamics with people, it gets difficult for you to ask for that help, or to even have that communication between you and that other person. I don't know. I don't really know the purpose of this video. I just